Tonight, after mysterious drones forced the closure of two major airports in Denmark and Norway, President Trump calling on U.S. allies to open fire on Russian aircraft that cross into their territory.
Do you think that NATO countries should shoot down Russian aircraft if they enter their airspace?
Yes, I do.
Would the United States help them out in some way?
Depends on the circumstance, but, we're very strong toward NATO.
This comes as Danish authorities say up to 3 large drones flown by a capable actor were spotted near Copenhagen Airport overnight, but that shooting them down would have endangered passengers. The Prime Minister saying it's too early to know who's responsible, but that suspicion falls on Russia. NATO fighter jets shot down Russian drones that flew into Polish territory 2 weeks ago, then tracked 3 Russian MiG-31 supersonic fighters that violated the airspace of Estonia. But the NATO jets did not engage them, and Russia denies its fighters were involved. Firing on a manned Russian jet would be a major escalation, risking a full-blown conflict between Russia and NATO allies, including the U.S. Vladimir Putin's spokesman denies any Russian involvement in the airport closures in Denmark and Norway, which led to more than 60 flights like these being diverted and around 120 flights canceled, according to the Flight Radar 24 tracker. Today, this drone jammer deployed at Copenhagen Airport as the escalation continues in Europe's increasingly dangerous skies.
Raf Sanchez joins us tonight from London. Raf, you mentioned these multiple incidents where Russia is alleged to have violated NATO airspace, both with drones and fighter aircraft. We've been covering that here in Top Story. What does NATO think is going on here?
So, Tom, the European allies from Poland to Estonia to the UK are pretty clear. They believe that these have been deliberate acts by the Russians, some combination of Vladimir Putin being provocative, showing his dominance, but also Russia probing European air defenses, seeing where the weaknesses are, seeing what the reaction is from NATO. But it's notable the Trump administration has been a lot less clear. They have suggested it's possible that these were accidents, these were unintentional. And it's been very difficult for NATO to coordinate a response when they don't have a consensus on what exactly Russia's intentions are. Tom.
All right, Raf Sanchez for us. Raf, we thank you for that. We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.